My sister-in-law told my 6-year-old that if she cried at the funeral, everyone would know she was faking. She stood through the whole thing with her hands behind her back. My husband Daniel died at 41. The coroner called it a heart attack. He'd never had a heart problem in his life, but he was gone before the ambulance reached our driveway, so that was that. His sister Carol had been staying with us for 3 weeks to help out while Daniel sorted through their mother's estate. She was the one who found him on the bathroom floor. She was the one who called 911. She was the one crying loudest when they wheeled him out. At the funeral, my daughter Emma wouldn't cry. She stood beside the casket in her little black dress, hands tucked behind her back, staring straight ahead like a soldier. I knelt down. "Baby, it's okay to be sad. You can cry if you want to." "I can't," she whispered. Auntie Carol said. "Said what?" "That if I cry, everyone will know I'm faking. That real sad people stay quiet and still." I looked up. Carol was watching us from across the room. She smiled at me, this soft, sympathetic smile, and mouthed, "She's in shock, poor thing." People noticed. Of course they did. "That child hasn't shed a single tear," Daniel's aunt murmured behind me. "Cold little thing." Carol dabbed her eyes with a tissue and told the whole room how she'd been the only one holding this family together, how she'd give anything to have her brother back. Something was wrong with Emma's hands. She kept them locked behind her back the entire service. When I tried to hold one, she flinched away. "I have to hold it," she said. "Daddy told me to keep it safe." "Keep what safe, baby?" She just shook her head and looked at Carol. I waited until the reception, until Carol was busy accepting casseroles and condolences, and I took Emma into the coat room and shut the door. "Emma, show me your hands." She brought them out slowly. She was clutching Daniel's phone, gripping it so hard her knuckles had gone white. "Daddy gave you his phone? He said if anything happened, give it to a police officer, not to Auntie Carol." He said it 3 times. Her chin trembled. "But Auntie Carol keeps watching me. She said if I cry or talk, she'll know I'm lying and they'll take me away from you forever." I felt the floor tilt under me. "Emma, what did you see?" Her voice dropped so low I had to lean in until our foreheads touched. "I saw Auntie Carol put Daddy's white pills down the sink, and she put different ones in the bottle. Daddy took them before bed. Then he got sick and he couldn't breathe. The phone was still on. 1% battery. I opened it, and there was a voice memo recorded the night before he died at 11 p.m. I pressed play. Daniel's voice filled the little room. "If you're hearing this, it's because I'm gone, and Carol did it. I found the forged checks. She's been draining Mom's accounts for 2 years. I told her I was going to the police Monday. Tonight she looked me dead in the eye and said, 'You won't make it to Monday. My chest has been wrong since dinner.' She swapped my heart pills. Emma saw her do it at the sink. Protect Emma. Don't let Carol near her." The memo ended. I sat on the floor of that coat room, and for a second I couldn't breathe either. Then I stood up. I walked back out into the reception holding the phone above my head, and I turned the volume all the way up. I played it again from the beginning for the whole room. The reception went dead silent as my dead husband's voice named the woman who killed him. Carol's wine glass shattered on the floor. "Turn it off. She's confused. She's a grieving child. That is not what he— You won't make it to Monday," I said. "You said that to him, and then you told my 6-year-old that grief is supposed to look quiet, so she'd stand at her own father's casket terrified to make a sound." "I was protecting her," Carol said, and her voice cracked in the wrong place. "She doesn't know what she saw. She watched you pour his heart medication down my kitchen sink." Daniel's uncle already had his phone out, dialing, his eyes never leaving his niece. Carol backed toward the door and hit a wall of Daniel's cousins, and none of them moved to let her through. Emma stepped out from behind my leg, her hands finally empty, and looked her aunt straight in the eye. "I'm not faking," she said. "Daddy told me I could cry when the police came. They're here now."